Good morning, Elon. The SGA elections continue today. This morning, we've got the results that have already come in and which candidates are still in the race.
Elon Law School student Reagan Riddle is learning to fight a legal battle, but her own fight is happening outside of the courtroom.
And Josh Furno is here with some good old rock and roll to kick off your Thursday.
All that and more coming up on ELN Morning.
Thanks for starting your day in Studio A. I'm Caroline Hartshorn.
And I'm Paul LeBlanc. Our show today is full of ways to take care of yourself with everything from mindfulness exercises to a chocolatey dessert.
But first, Alexandra Bader has what's making headlines in North Carolina and across the nation in this morning's newsreader. Good morning, Alexandra.
Good morning, Caroline and Paul. Scott Kelly, All-American astronaut, has officially returned back to Earth after spending 340 days in space, a record-breaking stint. Kelly has spent nearly a year living in the International Space Station. Now he holds the U.S. record for time in space, logging a total of 500 days. NASA is hoping that his long stay in space could inform them about their soon-to-be trip around Mars. A Burlington father and 2-year-old child were hit by a car while crossing a busy intersection. It happened last night at 7:15. Burlington Police and Emergency Medical Services responded to the intersection of Graham Hopedale Road and North Church Street. A car who had a green light did not see the pedestrians crossing the street and struck the pair, causing the child to be ejected from the stroller. The father and child both had injuries and were sent to Alamance Regional Medical Center. They were later transferred to Moscone Hospital, where they were listed in stable conditions. Early voting in North Carolina begins today with 3 different voting sites. The 3 sites are in Holly Hill Mall in Burlington, the Youth Service Building in Graham, and the Mebane Art Center in Mebane. There are some changes coming to this election cycle. For the first time, voters will have to present a valid photo ID in order to vote in the state of North Carolina. Acceptable IDs are a valid state-issued driver's license or ID card, a valid passport, a military or veteran's ID, and certain tribal enrollment cards.
This week we've had a confusing mix of winter and spring weather. Today I woke up and I'm pretty sure it was about 28 degrees outside.
I just want all the cold weather to be behind us.
No, honestly. Our Ashley Boley is in downtown Elon with the Phoenix forecast.
Good morning, Ashley. What kind of weather can we expect today?
Good morning, Paul and Caroline. We won't quite reach that spring weather yet. This windy morning reminds us March is here. Right now it is in the mid-30s with cloudy skies, and the chilly temps aren't shorts and t-shirt weather. Let's check out the Phoenix 5-day forecast. Unfortunately, that sunshine we had yesterday won't stick around today. We've got cloudy skies and a low 30% chance of rain won't start until 5. So no need to worry about getting wet if you're out and about during the day. And that rain may stay overnight and into tomorrow morning. But by the 8 a.m. class, the chance of rain drops to 5% and just clouds. Then by tomorrow afternoon, the sun should return, reminding us the weekend is here. The high is 53 degrees. Saturday, we'll see temperatures in the mid-50s and more partly sunny skies. Then Sunday will live up to its name and actually have some sun. 58 degrees is our high with a 31-degree low. It is so nice to see that spring may be making moves to kick winter to the curb. And finally, we'll have partly sunny skies, but a temperature boost to 62 degrees as our high and 39 degrees as our low. I cannot wait for flip-flops and flowers, but we need some sunshine for that. Paul and Caroline, back to you. Thanks so much.
Elon had its own version of Super Tuesday the past 2 days with Student Government Association elections. According to the SGA Constitution, the executive races must be won by a majority of votes, which means 50% of the votes plus 1. The executive president position will continue in a runoff vote today, meaning none of the 3 possible candidates reached a definitive majority, resulting in a second round of voting. The runoff ballot is now open between Kyle Porro and Stephen Armendariz. The remaining executive council has been selected. The executive vice president is Mark McCann. Eason Warren will be the executive treasurer, and the executive secretary will be Alex Hunter.
The new senior class representatives are President Kelsey Johnson, Treasurer Eric Euler, and Senator Jordan Lockhart. The junior class will be represented by President Rachel Hobbs, Vice President Morgan Bodarian, and Senator Taylor Chadwick. The rising sophomore president will be Kenneth Brown Jr., and Sophie Zinn will be VP. The new treasurer is Edward Staton. The sophomore secretary is Elise Coles, and finally students voted for Rennie Barrett and Jordan Levine as class senators.
The results of the Academic Council elections are also in. Elena Goldman will be the senator for the School of Education, Suraj Minasandram will be the senator for the School of Communications, Warren Scott and Maddie Tringle will be the senators for the College of the Arts and Sciences, and Jacqueline Fraunheiser and Andrew Nemnick will be the senators for the Love School of Business. The runoff elections for executive presidential candidates are being held today. Voting opened at 9 a.m. and polls will close at 5 p.m. Results will be announced tonight at 5:15 in Moseley. Log on to elon.edu/elections to vote.
One of the opportunities Elon students have when looking for housing is applying to the different living learning communities around campus. These LLCs have specific themes or concentrations in majors or areas of studies. Next fall, there will be 2 new living learning communities, a social justice and an examining disparities in access to education LLC. The Social Justice Hall will aim to make the Elon community more aware of social issues occurring around campus, while the Education Hall will focus on the issues that create barriers to educational access and how they affect our Elon community and society as a whole. Freshman Amy Belfer, who founded the Social Justice LLC, believes that both communities can make an impact on and around campus.
I think we really have the power to make people more aware of social issues that are happening around us, and I think this can both have an impact on the climate of Elon and how people treat each other, and also on the surrounding community.
Elon's campus is continuing to expand. Parents Jim and Beth Sankey made a donation in honor of Jim's father, Richard W. Sankey, the namesake for the future building. The 30,000 square foot building will be an expansion to the current Love School of Business. It will house 2 new academic centers, technologically advanced classrooms, and collaborative workspaces. The new building will be located on the north end of the McMichael parking lot. At least 1,700 students currently study in one of the school's programs, which have seen their majors increase by 80% throughout the past decade, and the gift made towards this project is the first major donation towards its goal of $8 million.
We're just a few weeks away from spring break, which means we've been in school long enough for your dorm room to become a mess. Our Brianna McClellan has quick tips to bring spring cleaning to your dorm room.
Cleaning is rarely at the top of anyone's to-do list, but with spring break in a couple of weeks, it helps to get organized now. With these few tips and items, you'll be spring cleaned in no time. First, let's organize those wardrobes. Take time to go through your clothes. Ask yourself these questions when deciding to keep or toss. Does it fit? Have I worn this in the past 6 months? If I saw it in a store now, would I buy it again? Once you separate your items, consider donating them or have a clothing swap with some friends. With the change of seasons, it is time to put away your heavy coat and take out your lighter layers. I suggest using a bag or suitcase that you pack in when traveling to and from school. By putting your winter clothes in one of these bags, you are saving space and time, having a few less things to pack in May. Second, organize your academic life. By this time in the school year, a lot of papers and miscellaneous items have probably accumulated on, in, or around your desk. This could be papers from last semester, tickets, mail, or any other scraps. Go ahead and recycle those. Take time to organize your laptop too. Make a folder for the semester and inside create folders for each of your courses. This will help keep your work organized and in one place for easy access. Also consider backing your materials up onto an online source, such as Dropbox or Google Drive, to assure it is saved. Finally, it's time to clean. Take time to wash your sheets, towels, and blankets. Laundry detergent can be bought for $10 to $12. Clean off your desk, dresser, or sink area with a paper towel. If there are any stains or fingerprints, use a little warm water and a squirt of hand soap. You can buy a roll of paper towels for $2 and hand soap for as little as $2 as well. And the water, that's free of charge from your dorm bathroom sink.
Open up your dorm room or apartment windows. The best part about spring is the fresh air, so make sure to let some in. For ELN Morning, I'm Brianna McClelland. Happy cleaning!
When students at Elon need extra help getting through tough times, there's places on campus besides the counseling center that can lend a helping hand.
And an Elon law student who balances schoolwork and cancer treatment will introduce you to Reagan Riddle.
Most students know who to turn to if tragedy strikes at home. But what about if they're here at Elon? Our Megan Jernak looked into resources available for students trying to find a time and a place to comfortably address their feelings.
A college environment can make finding ways to handle grief difficult. With a roommate, suite mates, and students in every corner of campus, it can be impossible to find private places to deal with your thoughts.
I'm a bit particular about who I talk to. I've struggled with mental illness for a long time, and I don't feel like I could build the trust necessary with someone on campus.
The Truett Center for Religious and Spiritual Life has many options for students of a variety of different beliefs, with resources such as meditation rooms and religious leaders to whom students can turn for advice or less formal counseling sessions.
I would say, for me, the kind of centering activities, the meditation, the kinds of prayer, yoga can be this way. They kind of help me become more aware of what I'm feeling.
Joel Harder is part of the team of chaplains trained in counseling students of all different faith backgrounds. While he says the Truett Center does offer programs specific to certain religions or spiritual groups, he says the most positive impact the center can have is providing students with a sense of community.
Sometimes you actually need to do something else, so like yoga or something that just takes your mind off it, or just be with people or in community.
But what if students feel less comfortable in a religious or spiritual setting? Resources are also available where they can look to peers for help dealing with grief and other emotions.
I Am That Girl, a women's group on campus, has weekly discussions about issues that women at Elon face. At every meeting, they lead group discussions about those issues, and students can voice their feelings about things that have been impacting them at Elon. Anyone who attends the group is encouraged each week to share something that they are proud of, and the other members show solidarity by tapping their hearts.
It sort of provides a framework for support if you can really trust a group of people and if you get to know them really well.
Megan Jernak, Elon Local News.
I Am That Girl meets every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the second floor of the Belk Pavilion. Elon University's Newman Lumen Pavilion, home of the Truett Center, is open Sunday through Friday from 9 a.m. to midnight and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
For students looking to implement a more personal exercise to deal with negative emotions, many are turning to mindfulness. Coming from Buddhist roots, the modern movement of mindfulness involves being aware of what is going on from moment to moment. For many students, this means taking a step back from homework, activities, and planning for the future and focusing on smaller things happening in the moment. This can be as simple as breathing. For Elon senior Julia David, mindfulness has helped her manage her stress and anxiety.
If I'm super stressed out about a test or I'm super stressed out about a paper or whatever, stopping for a second, putting it down, closing my eyes, and starting to focus on how the air feels on my skin. And then starting to think about how my muscles feel.
One mindfulness exercise is mindful breathing. It starts with being still and focusing on breathing. Breathe through your nose and out through your mouth, slowly focusing your mind only on your breath. The exercise should last about 1 minute.
The Elon Law School prepares their students to fight a legal battle. Our Selena Guevara spoke with Reagan Riddle, one of those students whose personal battles lay outside the courtroom.
She hasn't lived very long, but she's lived a lifetime in a lot of ways. And to know someone like Reagan just makes you a better person, makes you more optimistic, makes you realize that every day is a gift.
Many consider Reagan Riddle a beacon of inspiration. In the midst of her second year at Elon Law School, Reagan has been diagnosed with lymphoma twice. Riddle was first diagnosed in her senior year of college. The treatment she was given was supposed to eliminate the chance of it coming back. But the cancer returned last August, and Riddle was told she needed a bone marrow transplant.
Again, I just remember being in that appointment and thinking, okay, if this is what it's going to be, I'm ready to knock it out and just do it with joy and then continue to move on with life.
Riddle never missed a beat. She's remaining positive and is determined to graduate with her class at Elon Law.
I couldn't imagine taking a semester off because, honestly, I don't know what I would do if I just had to sit around for a semester. So it was just something that, it was just never an option for me not to.
Reagan missed the first 2 weeks of class this semester, but has been working hard to stay caught up on her schoolwork. Jan Register, the program assistant to the Truett Center and Riddle's godmother, has witnessed her journey from the start.
You look at her and you know she has to be feeling just terrible, and yet she gets up and goes and does what she's intending to do. And it is surprising because I haven't seen many people who have been that sick who have been able to say, you know, I'm gonna accomplish my goals anyway.
Her message to Elon students can apply to everyone.
any situation can be something that you can take and use as a platform to influence other people. And you do have a choice with everything you go through.
Selena Guevara, Elon Local News.
Riddle hopes to graduate law school in 2017 and apply for a short-term clerkship with a judge.
Elon students are notorious for busy schedules. We follow the day in the life of an Elon athlete.
And if you can't figure out which dessert you're craving, why not combine a few of your favorites? We'll show you how to make this week's college cooking.
It's not hard to find an Elon student with a busy schedule. However, our Dion Buck followed one student in particular to see how packed the day of a student athlete's life truly is.
Around 6 in the morning, many students are sound asleep, but the Elon football team is wide awake, preparing for the long day ahead.
I enter the weight room at 6:55, I weigh in, and then from there, I get in my lift, with the team from 7 to about 8.
While the majority of his day is taken up by football, Maddox works just as hard in the classroom to maintain a 3.2 GPA. Maddox attributes his balance between athletic and academic success to one skill in particular: time management.
You have to be very crisp and concise with the decisions that you make and the time that you have throughout the day to make sure that you're consistently getting things done.
Along with keeping his schedule in order, Maddox attributes his positivity and optimism on the field to his Christian faith.
There's scripture that talks about enduring in your neighbor's burdens as well. So knowing that I'm not the only one waking up at 5:30, but there's a group of 100 other guys also waking up at 5:30 for a common goal, it's motivating.
Around 5:30 in the evening, all things football come to an end for Maddox. Coach Skrosky is known for telling his players that they will work harder than 90% of the adult population. And Maddox believes being a student athlete is one of the hardest but the best jobs he'll ever have. Dion Buck, Elon Local News.
2015 graduate Nasia Thomas will perform the role of Little Eva in Carole King's Broadway musical, Beautiful. She takes the stage in New York City 1 week from today. Thomas was traveling with the tour version of the musical when she got the news she'd be joining the Broadway company.
I was trying my best to stay quiet and not scream. I cried. I was screaming through text message, I guess.
If you are looking for a beautiful dessert but are stuck on which will make your sweet tooth happy, our Elizabeth Bilka has a great recipe that will satisfy all of your cravings.
After a long day, there's nothing like more than some good dessert. This sweet treat is a combination of some classic desserts, Oreos, brownies, and chocolate chip cookies, all in cupcake form. Here's what you'll need: a box of brownie mix, a roll of cookie dough, a box of Oreos, a mixing bowl, a spoon, a cupcake pan, water, vegetable oil, and eggs. First, preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Let's start by prepping the brownie mix. Make the brownie mix according to the directions on the back of the box as if you were making regular brownies. Set that aside and grab your cupcake pan. Take out your cookie dough. The cookie dough will act as the base layer. Take a handful of cookie dough and press it into the cupcake pan to form a type of shell. Once you fill each cupcake, add in your Oreos by placing one Oreo on top of the cookie dough layer. Finally, let's bring back the brownie mix. Pour the batter over the cookie dough and Oreos. Fill up to about 3/4 of the pan. Place the pan in the oven for 20 minutes. Let them cool in the pan for about 5 minutes. Once cooled, remove the cupcakes from the pan and dig in. Elizabeth Bilka, ELN Morning.
All right, so we
right in front of us here. These look delicious.
They're actually really good. So I was with Elizabeth when she made them, and they're super easy. It's
How long
just
did
like
it take to make?
To bake, 20 minutes total. We were there for like
Alrighty, let's toast
an
it.
hour. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
You got?
That's very good, yeah.
You get a bite of everything.
It's a little bit of everything. That's awesome.
Just a little bit of everything. Next, Josh Fairno will help us rock our way into our Thursday as our concert series continues. As I finish my brownie, we are here with freshman Josh Furno, who's going to be the next performer in our ELN Morning Concert Series. Good morning, Josh. How are you?
Good morning, Caroline. I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, so great having you here. So you started as a member of Twisted Measure, and now you're doing this. So what kind of music are you interested in? When would you make the switch?
Well, I'm largely interested in rock and roll music. That's mostly what I grew up with. I grew up with a lot of classics, a lot of Elvis Presley in my house, and I kind of joined Twisted Measure. I auditioned kind of on a whim, and I was fortunate enough to get in. It was about the best decision I've ever made.
Oh, that's good to hear.
So do you guys have any performances coming up, Twisted Measure, or yourself, maybe doing a solo?
I don't know about myself, but I know that Twisted Measure has our spring concert on April 22nd in McCrary.
Great.
So that'd be a good thing for people to buy tickets for sure.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So why did you pick the guitar? Because there's a lot of instruments to pick. Why'd you pick that one?
I got it for Christmas.
Okay. There you go.
That was about the long and short of it.
Sometimes answers are just that simple, you know? All right, so that's all we have for you this morning, but be sure to keep up with us on social media.
And follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We're going to let you play us out. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have a great weekend, Elon.
She sits alone by a lamppost, trying to find the thought that's escaped her mind. She says, there's the one I love the most. This time's not far behind. She never lets me in, only tells me where she's been when she's had too much to drink. I say that I don't care, I just run my hands through her dark hair, and I pray to God you gotta help me fly away and just let her cry. If the tears fall down like rain, let her sing. If it eases all her pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be. Let her be. This morning I woke up alone, found a note standing by the phone saying, maybe, maybe I'll be back someday. I wanted to look for you, you walked in, didn't notice what I should do. So I sat back down and I had a beer and felt sorry for myself, saying let her cry. If the tears fall down like rain, let her sing. If it eases all her pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be. Won't you let her be? Last night I tried to live, cried so much I could not believe that she was the same girl I fell in love with long ago. I went in the back to get high, I sat down on the couch and cried saying, whoa, Lord, whoa, won't you please heal me? Won't you hold my hand and let her cry? If the tears fall down like rain, let her sing.